This is a case about a reaction, and about the way a camera can capture something a courtroom will never be able to unsee. April 2022, East Peoria, Illinois. Late at night, a 24-year-old woman named Stephanie Melgoza gets behind the wheel of her car with a blood alcohol level several times the legal limit. She loses control, and she strikes two people, Prather and Jennifer Runyon. Both of them die. This is the police bodycam footage. And I want to be clear right away. Nothing graphic is shown, and we are not going to describe the crash. Because the reason this case became what it became is not the collision. It's what the camera caught afterward at the hospital in the hours after two people had been killed. It caught her smiling, laughing, and you're going to watch it, and you're going to feel the same thing a jury felt. The impossible distance between what she had just done and how she seemed to feel about it.
Totaled.
It's what?
Your car is totaled.
Totaled?
Totaled, wrecked.
Okay, so how do I get it here?
You don't.
So, I don't go to school tomorrow, is what you're telling me?
No, ma'am. You want me to be honest with you? You're going to jail. You don't have a bond. You killed two people tonight. I don't think you understand that. You do not have a bond. You are not getting out of jail. Your car is property of East Peoria Police Department because it's a crime scene. It killed two people tonight. You are clueless with that, clearly. I've already explained this to you. You're going to jail for reckless homicide tonight. You're going to jail for aggravated DUI for killing two people. That's what's going on. So no, you're not going to school tomorrow. You're not getting your car out of impound.
Officers identify the woman seen here as 24-year-old Stephanie Melgoza, a soon-to-be graduate who's about to get a serious wake-up call. Let's take a step back and see how exactly she ended up here. Just hours earlier, officers arrived to a harrowing scene and get a look at the damage on Stephanie's car after she allegedly hit and killed two people while driving to a bar. Steps away from the crash, Stephanie is waiting for officers.
Grab some gloves, take over CPR for Pyro. Come over here with me, man, okay?
I called as soon as this happened. I was
I
just like,
understand.
this doesn't happen to me.
I understand.
I go to Bradley, like, why would this happen to me?
Okay, so here's what I'm going to have you do. If you can maybe help Pyro doing CPR on that one right now.
You tell me, I'm right here.
Okay, just hang tight right here. Has anybody gotten all your information?
No. No one has, someone, your friends have my license.
Do you have a driver's license?
Your friends have my license.
Okay, I'm just going to write it down here.
Okay.
Just let you know I got body cameras, okay?
The officer gets Stephanie's information before the 24-year-old answers a few initial questions.
Were you leaving the bar? Were you coming down the road?
I was coming here.
Okay.
You know, I had just gotten my night started. So
were you going this direction or
Yes.
this direction?
I was coming this direction.
Okay, here's what I'm going to have you do.
Yes, please
Let's
tell
just
me.
get away from the scene a little bit. Let
Yes.
them do their thing, okay? This is your car, right? The
Yes, sir.
the red
Yes,
car.
yes.
You were the only one in the vehicle.
I'm the only one.
Okay, come over here to my squad car, okay?
Yep. I graduated in 4 weeks. Is this going to affect you?
Well,
When I
let's
graduate?
worry about the two people we're doing CPR right now.
Okay.
How you doing? Yeah, hang tight here for a minute. Okay. Can you take your purse off and just set that on here? We got to. Yep. Do you have anything illegal on you?
Yes, I have marijuana
In your purse. Okay. Have you had any marijuana tonight?
No.
Okay. Do you set those on the...
Everything in this case flows from one single decision, and it's worth stopping on it, because it is the most preventable decision there is. Stephanie Melgoza was 24 years old, and she got behind the wheel of a car with a blood alcohol concentration several times the legal limit. And I want you to understand what that number actually means physically. Because it's easy to hear over the limit and picture someone who'd had a couple of drinks. That is not this. At the level she was at, a person's reaction time is severely degraded. Their vision blurs and narrows. Their judgment, the very thing you need to decide whether you should be driving at all, is one of the first things to go. She was, by any medical measure, profoundly impaired, and in that state, she made the choice to operate a 2-ton machine on a public road, at night, where other human beings were. And that's the whole tragedy, compressed into a single moment. There was no mechanical failure. There was no ice, no blown tire, no deer in the road. There was a choice. The same choice a frightening number of people make every single night and get away with. And on this night, it killed 2 people who had done absolutely nothing but be in the wrong place.
What happened prior to the accident?
I was coming to full throttle, and I was almost here, as you can see.
Were you driving this way or that coming down that side road?
I was coming here, this way.
Okay.
And suddenly, one person walked out in front of me.
Okay.
And my car got hit. I called you as soon as they got hit.
You called 911?
Yes, I called 911 as soon as something happened. And then someone said, oh, someone else has hit. I'm just like, oh my God, how did that happen?
Okay, what happened when you hit the one person? What happened?
I just called you. That's all I know.
Okay.
I called you.
Did they fall down right away, or did you get out and help them, or what happened?
I got out, I called you, and then everyone else came out, so I kind of just let them come and take over the situation.
Okay.
But I promise you, I only know one person got hit, and I'm just like, they came out of nowhere because I am a safe driver.
I get it. Hang on 1 minute, just because it's starting to rain here. Okay.
Edward units on North Main Side.
Okay. Just so if you had to estimate, how fast were you going when you hit the person?
10 more. Do you want extended status?
I would say I was going at least 40. At least 40.
Do you think
maybe 40 to 45, but at least 40.
Okay. All right. Do you think you were going too fast for this area at the time with the darkness?
I honestly don't think I was going too fast because I try to be precautionary about where I'm at.
Okay.
But I just know that one person came out of nowhere.
Did you have your headlights on?
Yes, sir.
Brights on or just regular headlights?
Regular.
Okay. Okay. So obviously you saw them. It was no time to react, no time to stop?
No time.
Okay.
That's the word.
Okay. All right. Where were you coming from tonight?
I was coming from...
Okay. And you left and drove straight here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Over the course of the night, how much have you had to drink?
I probably had about 3 drinks.
What is 3 drinks? Are we talking, what type of drinks?
Just vodka.
Vodka? Straight vodka or mixed drinks?
Vodka and water, so I was staying hydrated, and drinking. Mm-hmm.
On it,
right now, if you had me do a test, I think I would pass. Just don't test me, but I think I would pass.
Okay, I'm going to be honest. We are going to do those tests here in a little bit because of circumstances. Obviously, we have to. Okay. How long ago was your last drink? Would you say?
And before we go one step further into her, we have to stop and name the 2 people this is actually about, because in a case like this one, they are the first thing that gets lost. Prather, Jennifer Runyon, those are the 2 people who died, and I make a point of this on every case. But it matters more here than almost anywhere, because this is a case that became famous for the behavior of the person who caused it. And when that happens, when the perpetrator's reaction is the viral, unforgettable part, there is a real danger that the entire story quietly reorganizes itself around her, that she becomes the main character of her own crime, and the 2 people she killed fade into the background as the victims. A category instead of people. So we're not going to let that happen. Prather and Jennifer Runyon were alive that evening. They had people who loved them, people who were expecting them, plans for the next day, an entire future that was simply assumed the way all of us assume it. And all of that ended because a stranger several times over the legal limit decided she was fine to drive. This case exists, not her.
So
Well,
that's
I
understandable.
Right now, I know what I hit. I know I didn't hit.
Okay.
And it was not two. If it was two, I'd be crying. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh my God, I did this. I'd be like, wow, this made it work, but I know what I did.
Okay.
Once in the hospital room, the reality of her situation doesn't seem to be kicking in anytime soon.
And then I'm going to go to Vegas. I'm going to take me to Vegas. It's going to be so fun. I'm going to spend at least $500. And I'm going to start off with 2 Long Islands and 2 shots.
Yes. You haven't had enough of drinking already?
We're talking about Vegas. There's no limit at Vegas, right? Have you been there? I swear to God, if you're Snapchatting right now and I'm not, I'm going to be mad.
Stephanie talks about a future Vegas trip in Snapchat before casually singing and smiling.
I'm going to have such a long day tomorrow. Oh my God. I'm not going to answer anyone's Snapchat. I'm not going to answer any questions. You're going to be like, bruh, I'm at home. Thanks, man. Okay, well, you're being too quiet, so I'm going to start singing because I hate quiet. So,
You gotta figure out all your paperwork.
that's fine. I'm just going to start singing. What's wrong? Ooh, ETA got the beeves. You. Make sure that you go to your mansion. Shut up to your mom, dad, you can hear.
And now we come to the part that turned this from a local tragedy into a case people across the country were talking about. Because after the crash, Stephanie Melgoza was taken to a hospital. That's standard. For evaluation, and critically, for a blood draw to establish her alcohol level. And the police bodycam kept running the entire time. And what that camera recorded in the hospital is the reason this case is on this channel, and the reason it lodged in so many people's minds. Because in the hours after 2 human beings had been killed by her car, by her decision, Stephanie Melgoza is definitely smiling. She's laughing, and I want to be careful and fair here, because there are things trauma and shock and even intoxication can do to a person's affect, and we should hold a little space for that. But set that aside for a moment and just consider the raw footage, the thing the jury and the public actually saw. They did not see a person destroyed by what she'd done. They did not see sobbing or shaking or the catatonic horror you might expect. They saw something much closer to the opposite. And that footage did more to define this case than any blood alcohol number ever could. Because a number on a lab report is an abstraction. Something you have to work to feel. A young woman laughing in a hospital bed with 2 people dead because of her is not abstract at all. You feel it instantly in your gut, and you don't forget it.
You don't.
So, I don't go to school tomorrow, is what you're telling me?
No, ma'am. You want me to be honest with you? You're going to jail. You don't have a bond. You killed 2 people tonight. I don't think you understand that. You do not have a bond. You are not getting out of jail. Your car is property of East Peoria Police Department because it's a crime scene. It killed 2 people tonight. You are clueless with that, clearly. I've already explained this to you. You're going to jail for reckless homicide tonight. You're going to jail for aggravated DUI for killing 2 people. That's what's going on. So no, you're not going to school tomorrow. You're not getting your car out of impound.
Can I get a Tuesday? Can we make that?
Did you just hear what I just told you?
You said I'm not going tomorrow. I'm talking about Tuesday.
Did you hear when I said that
I'm going to jail tomorrow.
You're going to jail when we're down here?
Yes.
Did you understand what I told that you killed 2 people tonight?
Yeah, so I'm just wondering when I can go to school.
Okay, we're done. You're all on body camera being completely careless about killing 2 people tonight. You could care less. That's sad and pathetic and horrible all at the same time.
Can you say that as a cop?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay, so can I ask when I can go back to school?
The officer tries again to explain the depth of what has happened to Stephanie, but the 24-year-old is just not getting it.
Like, sure, you know my professors and being like, good, I can go back to school for a while, or what? Because I graduate in 4 weeks. Like, I need to do that.
I don't know. Well, to be quite frankly, I'm a little more concerned about the 2 people that are dead right now. To be fair. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. Unless they were in her purse and I took them, I don't think so.
And here's why that footage is so devastating. And it goes deeper than just being disturbing to watch. Think about what a trial actually is underneath all the procedure. A huge part of it is an argument about a person's inner state. Did they mean to do it? Do they grasp the weight of it? Are they sorry? Almost always, that inner state is completely invisible. It's locked inside the defendant's head. And both sides stand in front of a jury and argue about what's in there from the outside, using words. That's the normal situation. But in this case, the Bodycam seemed to reach past all of that and hand the jury a direct, unmediated window straight into her at the single worst possible moment to be seen. Now, I'll say it again because it's only fair. That window may not be the whole truth. Shock is real. Alcohol flattens and distorts emotion. A camera catches seconds, not a soul. All of that is true. But you cannot unsee it once you've seen it, and neither could the jury, because it filled in the one gap that a case like this normally leaves wide open. The gap between the enormity of what she had done and how much of that enormity she appeared in that moment to feel. And when a jury believes it has seen that gap with its own eyes, no closing argument in the world can talk them back out of it.
I can't wait to go and do my car that my coworkers have on. Oh my god, all of them have them. We're gonna be like so this country is going to. Oh, we should have owned our car. I'm back. You tired up in your seat.
Stephanie was charged with 2 counts of aggravated DUI and 2 counts of aggravated reckless driving.
It's okay. They're taking me to Vegas for my birthday. In 2 months. It'll be fun. I just can't wait. Party.
She later pleaded guilty to the charges and was sentenced to 14 years behind bars.
And in the end, a Tazewell County jury convicted Stephanie Melgoza of aggravated DUI and reckless homicide, and she was sentenced to 14 years in prison. And I want to close on the right thing, because it's easy to let a case like this become entirely about the spectacle. Whatever that hospital footage did or didn't fairly capture about what was going on inside her, and reasonable people can argue about that. The conviction does not actually rest on the laughing. It rests on the ground underneath it, which was never in any real dispute. She drove a car several times over the legal limit. 2 people died as a direct, foreseeable result of that choice. That was always the real case, and it was more than enough on its own. The footage of her smiling is the part that went viral, the part people remember, the part that made everyone so angry. But it is not why she's in prison. She's in prison because Paul Prather and Jennifer Runyon are dead, and she is the reason those 2 people should have driven home that night, or walked home, or done whatever ordinary thing they were doing, and woken up the next morning like the rest of us. Assume we always will. They didn't, because someone who was in absolutely no condition to be behind a wheel got behind one anyway. That's the case. Everything else is just the part we couldn't look away from. Paul Prather and Jennifer Runyon died on an ordinary night in East Peoria because a young woman several times over the legal limit chose to drive. What made the case unforgettable was the bodycam afterward. Stephanie Melgoza, in a hospital bed, smiling and laughing in the hours after 2 people were gone. She was convicted of aggravated DUI and reckless homicide, and will serve 14 years. If there's one thing to carry out of this one, it's the oldest and most ignored rule there is. If you've been drinking, you do not drive. Because the person you kill will have a name, and a family, and a future you erased over something that was completely, entirely avoidable. This channel is full of cases exactly like this one. Subscribe and pick your next case.